Good morning, gardening friends. It's Sunday, December 10th. Another wet morning. We had a cold front come through last night that brought us about 1/2 of an inch of rain. Unfortunately, north of us in Tennessee, it also spawned some tornadoes and caused some deaths. I think it was 6 deaths in Clarksville, Tennessee. So my heart and prayers go out to those people. It's particularly tough around Christmas. Here it's just chilly, and it's going to get colder as the day goes on. We're going to get close to freezing for the next few days, 3 days. I finally decided I'm not going to take everything in as I have been. I'm just going to take those few plants in that I can't replace. You kind of get tired of bringing things in after a while. Here you can see my Nepenthes with its haircut. You may recall I had a long branch that came down from here, and it was just too much to move, because if I leave it outside and it gets frostbitten, it will die. And to drag it inside, there was no place that I could hang it that was high enough. And trust me, they were messy, the pictures, because if they hit the floor, they would usually disgorge their contents all over the place. So it was a mess. I did it once, and then for the second time I went ahead and cut it, but it will survive. It has a lot more branches that will get just as long next year. Cyclamen, still doing well there. The flower on the aspidistra is finally just about dead. I'm going to be decorating for Christmas. Well, I have been decorating for Christmas. I do it in layers. The first thing I have to do is put up my Christmas trees. I have 5 of them, various sizes, 2 big ones and the rest are all small. But in order to make room for them, I have to figure out what to do with the stuff that's in their place. That, and after we put up the major big tree, the fresh one this week, I had a surprising development. I was tested again, and as I am talking in this video, and I'm still here, I passed the test, but I was polishing silver and copper for Christmas and had finished. This was in the kitchen sink, and came back an hour or 2 later, and the carpet I have on the floor in the kitchen was squishy. And come to find out, I had a leak in the wall in my drain line between the kitchen and the bathroom sink. And so I called a plumber to get it fixed. They came. In order to fix it, they had to rip out my bathroom vanity, and also to access the other end of the line, they had to go under my kitchen sink and take out all of the plumbing under my double sink in order to get at the back wall. So they were able to find the leak. It turned out an animal had eaten through. Years ago, I had a piece of replacement line put in, and some old metal drain was removed, and plastic was put in, and where they connected the plastic to the metal, this was 30 years ago, they used a rubber gasket with clamps on either side. Well, an animal had gotten in there and chewed up the rubber gasket. And in any event, the whole line is now replaced with plastic, so that'll never happen again. The good news is my bathroom sink now drains rapidly, which was a problem in the past. Oop. Look at the flowers on this fatsia. Of course, the leak was fixed in the kitchen. I also had a little drip leak occasionally under the sink, which is now all new. And while they were at it, I had them to replace my garbage disposal. That was about 3 days ago, so the kitchen is back together. The bathroom is pretty much back together, but I have to paint. I was going to paint the bathroom anyway, but I was going to wait till after Christmas. So in any event, I've been busy. Out here, the datura is still blooming. Everything's really still looking pretty nice. Oh, the big news is, of course, now you can see the winter rye. It has definitely caught. And you can see here how you can tell when your Phoenix canariensis is blooming, because you see on the ground this white snow, which upon closer inspection are little florets, which are coming from the, I've got to step back here so that you can see where I've walked on the winter rye. At this stage, you really shouldn't be walking on it too much, but the inflorescence is up here. Let's see how I can, there you go. That's the one that's in bloom right now. So yeah, everything here is doing nicely. My paper whites that I had started are in the dining room. One flower is older than the rest, and it's starting to fade, but the others are starting to open. It'll last through Christmas. I've got another batch I just planted. These are still doing nicely out here. It's been cold enough that the heat would knock the flowers back quickly, but since it's been chilly, it's been doing okay. And I'll take you closer to the window here. You can see my amaryllis inside are at the bud stage. I'm keeping them out here where it's a little cooler, so hopefully they will bloom by Christmas if I keep them in the cold for another week. And you can see new red growth on my poinsettia that bloomed. Well, that brownish bloom at the bottom is last year's flower. So it's never stopped being in flower. I have to get away from it because I don't want it to hear. But I will be buying a new poinsettia this year. I'm not going to get rid of that one, but I want a fresh one for Christmas. I'll be putting it in the front porch. There you can see the sedum really shines up, shows up nicely. It's the sedum that the birds haven't ate yet. They do like to eat it in pots. They land on the pot and pluck it. Here's the wandering dude that used to be in the spot where the cyclamen are. I may wind up just rotating them through every year. Let them spend their winters there and the summers. Well, how can I do this? I have to switch hands. There you go. I don't have to close it because Mimi's inside sleeping. It's too cold for her. Satsumas I've got to finish up because they won't, well, they'll last through for quite a time yet. We haven't had a bad frost yet, or a hard frost yet. Here you can see 3 bags full, yes sir, of leaves. Kevin and his son that do my yard maintenance on Thursdays collect leaves in the neighborhood, bag them up and put them out at the street, so I have them to save me clean leaves without a lot of twigs in them. And they drop them off there. And that's a start. I'll top dress all of my beds with leaves, and by the end of the year they pretty much rot down. And so you are feeding the ground as well as mulching it. And unlike land and sea that everyone likes to mulch with, this is free. Everything is looking very green over here. The rains have really helped. The cassia is getting new flowers, and it will continue to send up new buds. You can see new coming over here and on that stem until frost kills it. And we haven't really had a hard frost. I've had a little frost dusting on my roofs, and that's it. Here everything is still looking good. Oh, the birds are, the finches, the ones that like to eat my papyrus. I've kept them at the bird feeder because I filled the bird feeder yesterday. They don't really care that you're, oh, that's not a finch, that was a house wren. This white camellia is still blooming nicely. Huge flowers. And I did notice, this is my second try at doing a video. My first one, for some reason, just died right near the end. So I had to redo it. But in any event, I'll put the name of this camellia on the bottom in the comments. But I know it's got Sargent in it. That is my favorite camellia. And the white one is like the white equivalent of it. So there you have it. A quick walk around. The encore azaleas are still putting out. The birds are hungry. They just can't wait to get over there and eat. I guess they're anticipating the cold weather. Well, I think I finally scared them away. In any event, I hope you all have a good week, and I'll see you next time.